Welcome to the World of Tanks 360 Edition gameplay and review with Gamer Dan. Today we're looking at the Type 64, which is a Tier 6 premium Chinese tank. Target damage.com does give benchmark values for the PC version as far as dealing damage to other tanks, 425 OK, 625 pretty good, 775 for Unicum performance. Also have an armor model for you to see as well. A lot of people will say the Type 64 is similar to the Hellcat, and so I have some stats here for the comparison. Here, looking at both Hellcat and Type 64, the same gun, you can see that the Hellcat has a quicker reload and rate of fire. The hit points and the view range is actually a little bit better on the Type 64 by an additional 20 on the hit points and an additional 20 on the view range. Now, looking at some more characteristics, you can see that the horizontal traverse speed of the Type 64 is 36 compared to the Hellcat 17. So what does that mean in the battlefield? Well, if you're trying to circle an enemy or the enemy circling you in your track, you're trying to hit them, the traverse on the Type 64 will be quicker, so you'll be able to hit your target a lot easier than you would the Hellcat. Just something for you to take into consideration. Plus the speed, the backward speed is a lot quicker on the Type 64, so if you're doing peekaboo tactics, you could move back a lot faster to avoid a shot if they're firing back at you. Here's another statistics screen, just in case you're wondering how the Hellcat compares to Type 64 when the Hellcat is fully upgraded. Now I'm going to be doing a mini review of the 112 and the IS-6. It's basically a hit zone and a armor zone model of both tanks. Now take a real close look at the right upper picture of the IS-6 and now the 112. Seems like the 112 has a lot more weak areas in the front, especially the lower glacis, than the IS-6 does. Now looking at the 112 versus the IS-6's characteristics, you can see that the 112 has a bit more penetration on the premium round than the premium round of the IS-6. But if you take a look at the flight time, you can see that the shell travels slower. So what does that really mean? Well, if you have an enemy tank that's trying to go behind cover, the IS-6's shot will arrive sooner, meaning that you might be able to get that critical hit. Looking at the hit points, the IS-6 does have 50 more hit points than the 112. The view range, though, on the 112 is significantly better at 380 versus 350. Armor is a little bit different. Looks like that 112 is better armored in the front. IS-6 is more all-around well armored. Some additional characteristics. The 112 is actually a bit faster than the IS-6, 45 forward versus 15 backwards. IS-6, 35 forward and 14 backwards. Now I wanted to show you the purchase animations within the game. If you decide to purchase the tank, it'll cost you 4,400 gold. It does come with some premium time and a garage slot. Here's some more in-game statistics, which is kind of stuff that we've already covered. I want to show you real quick a short clip of my very first match in this tank. And what I wanted to show you was how easy it is to catch on fire, especially if you're hit by artillery. And just so you know, you can survive an artillery shell. Let's watch. Now it takes me a few seconds to manually push the fire extinguisher, which ends up costing me about 100 hit points. So from that point on, I learned my lesson, never again, and I equip a premium fire extinguisher. So far in my first 10 or 11 matches, it happened twice where I caught on fire. Here we are on El Haluf, standard battle. We are evenly tiered on both sides, but they do have one extra artillery than we do. Whenever I spawn on this side of the map, I like to go to the B2, B3 area. That's just where I like to go. That's where I'm comfortable, and I'm telling that other guy that no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to join you. I'm going to go to where I'm going to go to, B2, B3. And as you can see, this little thing just shoots off like a rocket. It's got a really quick acceleration. It's got a nice top speed. It just takes off. It just goes. Now I'm approaching the area that I'm very comfortable with. When I spawn on the other side, I'll typically go to the C2, which is basically just the other side of this little section that I'm going to be in. And the reason I like this area is because I like to catch them as they're going across. Now what I want to do at this point is show you how the gun points down and points up, being that, you know, pretty quick I got here, and I'm not thinking that there will be any tanks for at least another 10-15 seconds. So here's what the tank looks like the gun looks like when it's pointed down, and I'm trying to show you up, and that's when the tank shows up. Go figure. VK 30.02D. Hits me once, so I'm gonna try to position my tank where I can hit him, where he can't hit me, or he'll have a real hard time hitting me. There are 3 artilleries, like I said, so I don't want to be too far away from the side of this mountain here, or this hill. There goes an AMX 5100, which is not a bad tank. I actually like that tank a lot. I just didn't have enough of a roll to finish him off, but oh well. One of my teammates will get him. That VK3002D can be a real nuisance for me at this particular match. But just kind of be patient, take my time. I'm not under any pressure, so I figured, you know what, just hopefully he forgets about me. I'll break my line of sight and see if I can catch him off guard. Pull up a little bit, and sure enough, catch him off guard a little bit. He's occupied. Ooh, 2 targets for the price of 1. I'm pretty sure this AMX 5100 is reloading. He's looking right at me, and I just don't want to take the chance, so I back off. And that's what you should do when you're using an autoloader and you're reloading. You need to pretend like you have at least another shell in the chamber. And when he looked at me, I just thought, oh, I just better back off, be safe. He's firing now, so I don't think he was too far away from a full reload. My teammates are doing an excellent job there. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna get some opportunistic shots and go around and hit these tanks, which are obviously occupied against a massive force that's coming up. Look at the way this tank goes. Alright, so AT-15 is tracked. I want to retrack him, or at least, you know, get some damage. I can't seem to pin him. No matter where I hit him, I just can't seem to get him. I want to track him, I can't. I'm just doing an awful job. So I need to pull a little closer and really aim for that weak spot there. And I know I'll get him. There we go. These guys are doing a really good job. Kudos to you guys. T-44 right there. I bounce on him. I know he's reloading. He's not even looking at me. Let me finish him off. No problem. All that's left is a heavy and 2 artilleries. Here I'm going to show you the gun characteristics as far as pointing up and down. I looked at the roster real quick, and I saw that one of them was a Hummel, and one of them was that S-51. So, okay, here we go. That's how it looks when it's pointed up, and here it's going to look when it's pointed all the way down. Alright, so there's 2 artilleries, an S-51 and a Hummel. Out of the 2, I think the Hummel is a more dangerous threat. That's the S-51, and I can go for him, but at this point I see the Hummel pop up in the mini-map, or in the compass map, so I head right around, being that the Hummel, in my opinion, is more dangerous artillery. Wider gun arc, and that makes a big difference. Turn around, the S-51's already dead. All that they have left is a heavy, and we pretty much got this in the bag. I'm going to show you another gameplay on using this tank, of course, so you can see how I did on that second replay. Here we go. We're just looking at the results screen. Just kind of your standard stuff. You know, I have no silver multipliers. This is just purely on what I did. So 61,000. Got 1 kill. You know, usually 1 or 2 kills is pretty average. It's the way I play the tank. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other players that are way better than I am, but you know, that's how I did. Alright, now here we are in steps, standard battle. There's a nice open map for this tank to really get around and run around. Again, we are evenly tiered, the same amount of tiering on both sides. We both have 1 artillery. I like going to the left on this particular map, although I do go to the right probably about 30% of the time I go the right, and the rest of the time I go this way. Now we can get a real good look. Alright, here's the gun pointed down. Because in the other map we were in front of buildings. It's kind of hard to see. And here's the gun pointed up. There we go, just so you can see. This Comet is ahead of me by a little bit, and he started way on the other side. I don't know if you were paying attention, but you know, I had no problems catching up with him. Not at all. So I think we're getting pretty far ahead of the rest of our team, and gotta try to remember when you're doing scouting, you don't want to go too far ahead where even though if you spot tanks, I mean your allies aren't able to hit them. You wanna have some support relatively nearby, and I spot this little tank here, and I figured, you know, might as well take a few shots at him. Oh, that first shot didn't land anywhere near the midpoint of that where I was aiming, but I still hit him. Alright, I'm going to go behind this tank because it looks like he's getting ready to take a shot, and I'm going to go in front of this one just because I feel like it. Oh, he's still alive. Wow. Somebody take him out. He's occupying our whole force just trying to take out that little tank there. I see the Comets run into some trouble, so I'm going to definitely assist. I auto-aim and hit the tracks. Come on. Anyway, it's got a quick reload, so no problem in finishing him off. This IS is not even bothered about looking around and look for me or even concerned about me, so I freely hit him, no problems. This KV-1S though, BAM! Hit me, and good thing I had my premium fire extinguisher, because if, you know, my sluggish reflexes, I would have been left with just a few hit points, if any at all. Like on that very first match, it took me right around 100 hit points to finally push that fire extinguisher. So I'm really glad that I have that premium fire extinguisher, and I recommend it. Like I said, the first 10 or 11 matches or so, roughly, I've been sent fire twice. So at this point, I'm just now realizing that our flank, it did really well and the other flank did not, and we only have very few players protecting the base. So what I want to do is just real quick look for the artillery here, see if he's back in this general area. If he's not, my idea is, and you can see me talking on the gameplay here, my idea is, you know what, I need to go and get closer to the cap in case they start capping, or in case our base defenders, in case they fall. But I come across this tank here, and I see that our Comet's almost dead, so I want to help him out. I don't want to just run away and leave, so I gotta put some pressure on this KV-1S here. Get some shots on him, hit him a few times. I'm detected. Trying to hit him again, bounce. Now this is where the reverse speed comes in real handy. See, I take a shot, back up real quick. And if I was in the Hellcat, my reverse speed would be a bit slower. Is that enough of a difference that the enemy can hit you? Maybe, maybe not. Just depends on how far away they are. When I finished off that KV-1S, we have less than 20 seconds for the enemy to cap, and even though this tank is quick, it's not that quick. There's no way I'm going to make it in time. So I figured, you know what, might as well just get a few cap points. There's no way I'm going to make it on time, and pretty much lost this. Kind of wish, somebody had gone to reset. I would have, if it was reset, I would have made it back there in time and done something. So that was a defeat. Again, no silver bonuses applied. This is just, regular play. 45,000 on that match, 2 kills. Like I said, for me, I'm not the best scout, but I can usually manage 1 or 2 kills. Hope you enjoyed my gameplay review of the Type 64, and we'll see you next time.